that this may be the last set because with Syrup and losers, it's so hard to just count them out. We could be going 3-0 if Webb is playing on point. We could be going to a game 15. It really kind of depends on how both of these want to play. But once again, welcome to Grand Finals here at Fusion 150. We got WebbJP on the winner's side. We got Syrup on the loser's side. Let's see who's going to take it home for Jersey today.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting layout, especially something that you would lather on a little bit earlier, Lyric. Like Syrup's hot right now. He's coming off of a 3 stocks to 1 comeback and a solid Game 5 against Guy. Webb has been waiting in the wings for a little bit here now, trying to keep Sheik warm is a hard task.
Yeah. Definitely not easy too. It requires a lot of patience as well, but you can already tell Syrup having a good time getting a lot of the hits in, but Webb not having the stronger starts. I always like to bring up the fact that somebody's coming from losers, somebody's already warmed up here. You can already tell that Syrup finding a lot of the fall-off PK fires from the platforms as well. Things are just looking good. So it might take Webb a couple seconds to get his combos warmed up as well. You can already tell though, a minute in, already off stage, 111. Syrup getting the roll behind, will be able to find the back throw, finds the first stock, and now Webb needs to answer back starting now.
It's crazy how many layers just like roll behind into back throw can have. You know, where you're like, we just watched Syrup many times over roll behind or hit like cross up and then look to chase the roll out of the corner. But that time specifically, he knew that Webb was going to swing afterwards in anticipation of that and put up block in time. But man, Webb is so good at those.
It's consistent. I think that's kind of like the crazy part for me, is that he does it so consistently that I never doubt if it's going to miss. And especially on a character like Sheik, where sometimes things can miss. We saw in Winners Finals Syrup fall out of a lot of smash attacks. But if it's one thing that I'm sure of when I watch WebbJP is when I know he finds the second up air, I'm like, it hits. It just hits every single time. Webb, though, going to eat another back throw, 94, 95%, as Syrup still very confidently only at the beginning of the second stock. Webb going to prioritize that center stage. I think we did a good job of highlighting this earlier, how center stage in this matchup can be considered as a win condition, but still, I mean, Webb can definitely do it, but look at where Syrup is, center stage.
Yeah, just waiting it out, but that rapid jab, we're almost getting a greatest hits of the previous couple sets where, like, yeah, you want to grab me at 135, you want to back throw me. That was the cheekiest up air I've ever seen, and it didn't work at all. Syrup was one step ahead of Webb for that, but another grab there from Webb is able to at least put on a little bit of damage before that dash attack comes in. One of the strangest buffs they gave Ness in the latter half of this game's supported lifespan. Just, yeah, you know, Ness is like one disjointed burst option. Let's make it close out stocks now, as if he needed more ways to blow you up at 130. Sure.
There's a lot of things that got like buffed and nerfed that were like, all right, and I don't know who thought of that, but thanks.
Right? Like
Did Lucario ever get a buff for you?
Yes.
How many buffs?
He got 1 nerf and 2 buffs.
1 nerf?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, in Vanilla Ultimate, Aurasphere confirms were really stupid. And then they took him away.
They knew you were on him.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, once again, it is going to be Webb trailing behind the PK fire hits. Almost on the verge for Syrup. Will be able to hit the yo-yo. And Ubel is going to go downstairs and literally just...
Stop! You've been get up attacking and rolling and doing the other options that beats that super close down smash even from Syrup. But then sometimes you just choose to get hit by it. It is so bizarre from Webb to watch him play so fluid, but then like just not. Like whether he's getting in his own head or mistaking the situation or just being off by a couple frames. Like it's almost perplexing to watch him just be the best player in the world, hit raindrops better than any other Sheik I've seen, and then also get hit by Ness down smash at ledge. Like, my guy.
Syrup on the board only needs to take 2 more to get the reset, and already starting off so strong here. Webb landing on stage, I don't know, I can never tell if a player truly wants to land on stage or not, but definitely making the most out of it here. We're back to even as we're finding a lot of like these reverse back air hits or these reverse nair hits too coming out from Webb, and he's still able to capitalize off of it. We talked about this in Winners Finals. The way that Webb is able to link a lot of these hits together, just always looking so clean. And even if it's not the prettiest hit, it always leads into something else. Syrup, though, going to be able to sneak right under the back air with the falling up air, as now Webb trying to figure it out. They're going hit for hit at this point, Ubo, but it looks like Syrup is going to be the first one to go into the advantage state on the edge guard. There we go! We did it! Yes!
Getting by, and that stock lasts a little bit longer, just like a couple seconds.
Yeah.
And then until the back throw comes in and takes its dues. But what I always like to point out with combo-heavy characters and combo-centric characters like Sheik, where you want to play an extended advantage state, is that almost every single move that you either land or put on block can represent many other moves. For Sheik, that's basically everything into everything if you play your cards right.
Sure.
But one of the better things I've been seeing about Syrup thus far is that while that isn't always true, he's always making sure that the hit that something like neutral air represents is just like a grab, or like the combo ends after 2 or 3, like right there. Forward tilt, solid DI, all you get is back air here. Take it or nothing. And Webb's always going to take that, but it means your stocks survive that much longer.
Syrup stuck on the ledge. The vanish is going to connect, though, as Webb doing a really good job of putting a band-aid over the bleeding right now that's going on here. Oh, what was that? Landing nair first hit into grab, down throw, up air? Like, what?
Just brave. Like, I'm going to get right in your face with the latest nair possible, and you're going to have to hold that. And the same way that Syrup grabs a hell hold of WebbJP, getting right by, but missing the stage there that time, so he's got to force to redo the ledge situation. Syrup holding steady, looking for another nair, but Webb finding more creative ways to get back onto stage here after Syrup has been reluctant to do some of those charged yo-yos, but that wasn't Webb on ledge there. Let's see if he's able to just at least even up the percent a little bit. Not so here, Lyric.
Yeah, I was expecting kind of a back throw again. I feel like once we hit that 100 mark on Webb, it's like immediate red flashing light. There's the strong hit down air, going for the very, very rude F smash. But now Webb still on the verge of losing this game, finds the dash attack out of the corner, trying to find another way to go, but there's the back throw. Still, it looks like Syrup going to even just get the chip hit of the yo-yo as well. It's now Webb starting to once again get into the danger zone at this point. There's the forward throw, or forward air, excuse me, as now Syrup once again forcing Webb to the corner. It could be, this game could be gone right now, and it will be. It is going to be Syrup. So far, 2-0 in Grand Final Set 1. Ubel, I hate to say it, we are on the verge of a reset.
Looking like it more and more by each passing interaction. We're just watching Syrup play so confidently within and around the threat ranges of Webb's Sheik that we're watching the whiff punish character get whiff punished.
Yeah.
And on hard things to whiff punish. Like, that was a landing fair that got grabbed. It's like, what is Syrup on? Like, he is playing around Sheik perfectly.
I think we need to get off PS2.
True.
I think we need to change some scenery. I don't know what we need to do, but I feel like going back into the same stage over and over and over again, while yes, is good for you and comfortable, it's not working. So why not try another place? Now, here's the thing. The playstyle switch also can definitely help. Footstool side magnet, that could have been absolutely disgusting, but still Webb finally going to be able to fight his way out of the corner with the fair and the drag down up air as well. Still Syrup being so aggressive right now. Going to be able to find the run up forward throw here. We're looking a little bit more even on this game 3 right now, Ubo, but it just still looks like Syrup is coming out on top in every single interaction.
Yeah, slowly but steadily just whittling away. And another grab there. Again, just calling out the landing, making sure that Webb burns through these resources, and the parry's not going to help you there, Webb. Getting blown up by yet another up smash in the corner. not able to play around some of the whatever layer that Syrup is on right now. It is certainly a one that Webb is having a hard time adapting to and interacting with. Yeah, that role scouted.
Yeah, this one is, he's definitely in his head. This is where Webb really needs to slow it down, bring it back into his pace, mix things up just a little bit. All of these trades, though, in the hits are not benefiting him at all here. Oh God, Syrup just recognizing that the grenade is just perfectly going to be spaced to cover the roll with PK Fire as well. And now Webb still stuck on the corner for at least a moment. I love how Syrup gives the illusion that you're free. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to back up, but are you really? There's the hit of the yo-yo. Going to be able to make it back. Can Syrup close out the stock? Can Webb get back to center stage? He will. But can he get the stock off of this? I don't think so. Syrup being too elusive.
Yeah, as you touched on, Lyric, that feint game from Syrup has been so good. Just a lot of misdirection, almost mixing up himself, too. Thought he could make it back after a fastball like that. But when you have a Sheik at 128, this combo better be the combo of all time, and instead it's only 25% when you're said and done, and you have to worry about Ness neutral air closing out a stock here, or Ness up air even, like finishing you off from center stage without even without any sort of issue whatsoever here, Lyric. A lot of patience coming out from both parties. A good tick throw there from Webb, though. He's playing sharp, but not playing quick enough in order to anticipate that quick back air coming out from Syrup.
Syrup now on the verge of getting the reset here. Webb on final stock of game one. Going to be able to sneak in the up air here. There's the down tilt, and here we go. We get something started. Down tilt, nair into the grab in back air. Well, granted, it's not the strong hit. Webb still extending the combo over a period of time. Now we're seeing the trades benefit Webb just a little bit, but look at Syrup recognizing, you know what, you're getting a little bit hot right now. Let me just calm down a little bit. Good air dodge by Syrup. I can't help but to think that Webb wanted the bouncing fish the other way, but could also have prioritized stage positioning as well.
Yeah, I think he was trying to fake out Syrup there in order to bait out the air dodge maybe. It's just planting the seeds a little bit later in this game if he has to have plans on taking this game as in any sort of fashion. You're going to have to make sure that Syrup has predictable defensive habits on his final stock in order for you to punish effectively. But you got to get him to his final stock here, Lyric, and that's where things have gotten more and more difficult.
Re-grab doesn't actually go for it. There's Syrup following it up. Oh, going for the falling up air, but instead of a Syrup up air, we get a Webb one. Game number 3 not going to go down without a fight for WebbJP, sitting at 76% right now. But once again, center stage, we're looking for it. Here comes Webb, gets the falling tilt, and then we're still going. Once again, Webb going to be able to find double back air, but there's the falling up air into the back throw. It's not going to be enough, not enough rage on Syrup. So now Syrup has to decide. Webb trying to make it back into center stage. The up air not going to be able to do it, but Oopal, one more back throw is definitely going to be sending us into a set 2 or this yo-yo. Okay, we did it.
That's what it seems like the counterplay was for Webb in so many of these instances, trying to cancel out the hitbox with that forward air. But you're looking looking in a pretty good spot here if you're Webb, getting another back air, setting up off stage.
Oh,
but missed
Webb.
the ledge.
Syrup's like, you good, dude? Oh, there's the look from Webb.
Yeah.
Webb's like, oh, man.
Yeah, take that deep breath. He got what he wanted, right? He got the air dodge that he was trying to establish Syrup doing a little bit earlier, just misspacing and mistiming it, though the idea was certainly there. No,
don't do it, Webb.
If you go to
your hand is off the controller. I believe. You're not going. This is not it. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
If there's anyone I could see him going to, it'd be the ill-forgotten Zero Suit Samus.
Oh, that's true.
From Webb, just to try and give Syrup a change of pace. But Webb has so much faith in Sheik, and even more faith in his Sheik, that I'd be surprised if there's any sort of swap to be seen for the remainder of these games, however many there may be.
He has the results with Sheik to believe in it, right?
For
it's
sure.
It's not a delusional belief that, like, oh, I know this character works, right? He knows he can do it. It's just the fact that Syrup is winning out in these interactions, and now we're seeing Syrup basically say no to Webb's combos at this point. But here we go, double forward air into the up air, back air, double back air actually, as now Webb not going to be able to catch the air dodge, and now you're stuck on the ledge as well. PK Fire and Sheik's foot just going to interact. You know what? You got it.
Yeah, interesting little scramble there.
Oh.
Webb missing a ton of these potential bouncing fish. What a brazen down air there from Syrup. All right, yes, measuring the spacing, doing a good job of getting around so many of these yo-yos. The stocks have been lasting quite a bit longer now that he's not giving them to Syrup for free, but he still eggs on the question here, Lyric. How do you manage to keep up with how quickly Syrup is closing out his own stocks?
I think it's just a matter of both of these characters are combo characters, but I think one gets their combo into finisher just a little bit faster than the other. We know how Webb is able to link hits together, but are we getting confirms? Syrup, with one of the best back throws in the entire game, are closing out stocks very, very early here. Webb trying to get something started, but still Syrup prioritizing center stage. Going to just go for the forward throw, try and get the edge guard here too. Yo-yo spaced, not off the ledge though, so this allows for Webb to make it back here. There's the down tilt into the back air. It's strong hit. It's not going to be enough though. Webb has to line up for a finisher right now on this stock, but looking for the side back end, it does not matter. The vanish is going to punish Syrup for being a little bit too brazen off the ledge.
A little bit too greedy there, Lyric, and we get to see if this jolts Webb to life even a little bit. So many of these interactions, he's had a lot of trouble with finding hits that matter and finding hits that can turn into some of these big starters, and instead it's all Syrup running the show and making sure all of Webb's options are things that he scouted. But the neutral get up jab is able to re-establish neutral here for these two players. Let's just see if it's able to turn into anything big for Webb or yet just continue an advantage for Syrup.
I feel like I've always said this a lot with spacey players. They need their combo to like really like come alive again. You were talking about like it needs like the shock, right? The 3, 2, 1 clear and like, you know, come alive again. I think Webb just needs one of these like drag down up smashes that he's been getting all night to say, you know what, I'm still in this, but still Syrup always having a little bit of a lead. And it's so difficult to make it back, especially when Syrup is playing so evasive as well. Finds the side magnet, cannot find the continuation. And you can see that Webb is trying to position himself right under Syrup to get something started, but still Syrup going to be able to just get the jab. That goes to show how confident he is right now. Still just wants to get these tomahawks have been fantastic from Syrup tonight. The yo-yo is going to get punished, Upal. We do learn.
We learn. We learn, but we're learning different lessons than what the ones that allow Webb to stay in this game, right? Because you're trying to play around the tricky game plan that Syrup has been establishing across these across these interactions. But Webb is just not finding the hits that he needs to end result to it. Almost looking like he's dancing around Syrup's shield, but Syrup is just ready for the opportune punish every single time. In that case, a parry on the down tilt leads to the 4th game in a row for Syrup.
Did you see on the left side of the stage, the hit stun from PK Fire actually prevented Syrup from getting the up smash? Yeah. That was gross. Hated that. Hated that. All right, we're going somewhere else. We did it. And all it took was 4 games to recognize, you know what, let's go somewhere else here.
Which is so baffling because, I mean,
the song?
Aside from here, the song does matter. Zekinator would be proud. We're going to Castlevania. But
I'm also proud.
You're also proud?
I love Castlevania.
Oh.
I was like, I'm totally going to play the Belmonts. And I believed in the Belmonts while Marcus was playing Belmonts, being #1 in the region with them.
Right.
And then everybody was just like, Belmonts? What?
Oh, no. Poor Belmonts. They're so good.
You still have such sick players piling in them, too. Sure. Dom, Kane, tons, Riddles
Squid
when he
Plumber.
wants Squid Plumber.
Yeah.
Riddles when he wants to get my hopes up. But still, we are on Battlefield now. It doesn't seem to matter. I think this has been the strongest start for Syrup the entire grand final so far, and we're in set 2 already. But Webb going to be able to fire back with some hits here. Has to line up for the edge guard, and still, we're not seeing anything too crazy, but still, you know what? Simple is okay here. Grenade not going to be able to connect, but as long as I was about to say, as long as Webb just keeps getting these one hits on Syrup, he definitely has time to get something started. But now the position is opposite, using the bouncing fish to evade on the platform, and that's why we're here on Battlefield.
Yeah, that flip on the on Battlefield and on small Battlefield as well, just so nice. It's a means to get out of the corner. You're not always using your double jump. Quick pivot forward tilt, and then getting the down tilt up smash. Finally, signs of life here from Webb when it comes out to closing down stocks. I haven't seen one of those in a hot minute here.
Found it. 3, 2, 1, clear. You got it.
Yeah, defibrillators acquired. Now it's just a matter of getting this lead to last and not immediately get taken away by Syrup here.
Yeah, looking very, very close here, but Battlefield gives Webb the illusion of being able to escape very well and has a ton of options to do so, right? We can go to the top platform. We can go and just empty hop back to the stage here. Webb at 163 now, going to have to vanish back up to ledge. See what's going to happen. You know what? For Syrup, that made sense, right? Trying to catch the potential like forward air from ledge, smart, but then saying, you know what, landing there will just cover all that space that I kind of gave away here. Webb, though, now trying to get something started, but here comes double up tilt from Syrup, and now Syrup so desperately needs to start bringing this back because Webb is starting to heat up just a little bit, Ubal.
Yeah, we're starting to see some of the slingshots back and forth, like starting to utilize those empty hops, play around with Sheik's hurt box a little bit. That's why I was so surprised when we saw Battlefield come out so late into like all of these games between Syrup and Webb, because this was not only a prominent Sheik stage in terms of platform extensions, but you get so much access to with the high blast zones, and I don't think Syrup realized it was a regrab because he got hit off of the ledge, so it technically was not.
Still, Battlefield going to help out with the yo-yos here. Webb, though, going to be still stuck on this platform. Is now Syrup trying to line up for a dash attack, but here comes Webb. I think that's one of like the first like offensive grabs that we've seen Webb get in quite some time. Like that very explicit, I'm going to run up and grab you, and not a reactionary grab. But still, Syrup looking for the up smash. It does not matter. Webb going to be able to find the needles into the bouncing fish. The good old confirm that'll definitely bring him back into this. As now Syrup on last stock. All it took was 4 games for Webb to warm up. Took a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, better late than never, especially since you were on winner's side and got to at least get the taste of Syrup like playing hot as you warm up yourself. 40% here, and these down tilts are starting to pay dividends. Missing the air dodge to ledge though from Webb, and I just really enjoy how we're actually seeing Webb play with a little bit more confidence, but it's showing up in a different form here as this back throw takes the stock. In set 1, right, in winners finals.
Yep.
Webb had been doing a lot of short hops and using like short hops and crouch to play around Syrup's range. This time it's just been a lot more walking and a lot more standard dashing. Like, play super linear, face to face. Don't try and let Syrup get into the blender and force scrambles. Be bold enough to run up and grab.
I think it's a really important fact that you brought up the scramble too, because I think Syrup has been winning the scramble every single time, right, with that nair. But the yo-yo sending so far off. The yo-yo again has just been a pest in Webb's side here. We saw the sign of life come to life. Signs of life come to live. Webb, I tried.
Come to the light?
Yeah, sure. Whatever works better, whatever sounds better. We saw Webb come to life just a little bit, right? The Avid waits in center stage. We've seen Webb bring it back, but then just the yo-yo has been a constant pain in Webb's side. And what do you do when you're gaining the momentum and then Syrup literally gut punches it right out of you, saying, you know what? Yeah, no. I'm on the verge of 6-0ing you, and you got to do something now. Otherwise, I'm taking home Fusion 150.
Yeah, the wind in those sails has been flying once more, but had been long gone for so many games here, and Webb on the last breath of it. But an edge guard here could be all that he needs in order to establish that win to set sail once more. A quick 0 to death here from WebbJP in the most like Sheik and Ness way that you could ever draw it up. Just a simple, I'm going to push you off stage, no jump, deep back air, let's go on to stock 2, and maybe even get to give him an encore of that same exact showing. No jump on the part of Webb here, though. In that trade, potentially saving his life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think now the trades are definitely in Webb's favor here, but Syrup still stacking on such consistent damage. There's the F-tilt, no PK fire. Just going to just once again send Webb off again. Syrup going for the yo-yo, going to just take the stock from Webb. Ubel is so disappointed. I could just feel the energy right next to me.
You had learned, maybe it's a sign, right? Like
What's the sign?
Webb needs to cook, but in order for him to cook, he has to get hit by yo-yo at ledge.
Okay.
Like, that's the trade.
Yep. Hey, there it is. See, finds the get-up attack here. So now we're getting back into it just a little bit. It's 2 stocks to 2, though. Webb going to be able to find up tilt, up tilt. They can't find much else here, so we're going to just continue the combo with the dash attack up air. Syrup so masterfully recognizing none of these platforms are safe underneath Sheik. So we're just going to kind of fade out and then fade back in when we know the time is right. No tech, though. Webb unable to punish, just not there in time. So now Syrup trying to find the nair. There's the landing nair into back air, though, for Webb. And Webb can so absolutely take the stock right now, but Syrup playing to the strengths of the stage and it being a little bit too big for Webb to follow up as easily.
I feel like something shifted in some of the interactions here. Syrup's playing very much on the back foot and doing a solid job of it, playing around with the mix-up between, like, is he going to land on platform after being hit, or is he going to fall off of it? Will it be a nair out of shield or a PSI magnet? Like, all of these defensive tools that Ness has available, but it is still Webb dictating when Syrup has to press a button, whether it is in retaliation or preemptively.
Right.
It's all about how Sheik is out-positioning Syrup in specifically this game. What a teleport.
He
that
got
was
it.
so beautiful from Webb in order to escape such a dangerous situation. And this
That's the first time that we've seen any type of interaction on the top platform. Syrup recognizing, you know what, I'm in danger. Let me just get right on out of here. But Webb still on the verge of getting back into it 5 games later, and now just needs to finish off this last stock. There's the down throw into back air. 1 edge guard to go. The needles connect. So does the drop zone back air, and it will be enough to put WebbJP back into it. But once again, it took us 5 consistent games to get here.
And it may take us to game number 5 if Webb has his way. Pivoting right back to Pokemon Stadium, Syrup got
Yes, sir.
It's like, you know, you got your game on your counter pick. I also got a game on your counter pick. So we're taking it back to Tri-State Stadium just to make sure that Syrup can win the day in the end. But this is going to be a long road for Webb in order to close out this set. So you've got to keep in mind the lessons he learned on Battlefield. While he lacks the verticality, you know how you want to approach a Syrup who is looking for scrambles. But a Syrup looking for combos like that may be a little bit of a different story. Such quick adaptations already from Syrup, right from the jump.
Yeah, that's the first time that we've seen the up air chain actually come out from Syrup all day, but it doesn't even matter. WebbJP going to be able to turn the percentages back in his favor. There's the weak down tilt nair tilt, I believe, but good text from both players. My goodness, both of them trying to get each other with their recoveries. It's not going to be enough. And now Syrup so desperately needs to make it back to stage. The rapid jab not going to connect all the way, but still Webb getting a lot of these trades, and now the trades are working out in his favor. Syrup PK Thunder here and just going to, you know what, reset. I feel like now we're seeing some of the Syrup things that we haven't seen all day, but Webb now going to be able to take it back in his favor.
Wow, what a fair there from Syrup, just realizing that the bouncing fish was out of range in order to find a reversal there. But there's no openers quite yet off of ledge, but Syrup is able to use the big hitboxes of Ness just to bully his way back into center stage and looking for it all there. But a dash attack isn't going to close out the stock. I wonder if Webb had a confirm there, but choosing to take the guaranteed damage is something that you can never really be mad at.
Yeah, absolutely not. This first stock, though, 1.5 minutes, only going to go off by the one thing that has been a pain in Webb's side the entire night. It's that yo-yo. Webb, though, going to find the needles, but Syrup flying a little bit too far out. Finds the up air from the ledge, and then finds the falling up air. But here comes Webb. Forward throw, trying to read where Syrup's going to go. Light hit nair, excuse me. But still just going to try and take some chip damage, but there's the vanish there. You know what? Why don't you like that, Ubal? I see your face. You don't like that.
It's something that I've been watching that Syrup got instantly rewarded for with earlier when he was doing like such ambiguous cross-ups. but he got grabbed for it. So instead, he tries it in a more risky position and gets even harder punished for it by the intangibility on that vanish. Super good stuff from Webb, recognizing that Syrup was going to take another risk there and paying off in spades with, at the very least, the start of an even stock, as Webb just barely makes it back once more here, Lyric. But it's those type of risks that if you're Webb, you've got to take advantage when Syrup goes for them.
There's the Nair once again to send Webb to this right side of the stage. The air dodge on, unfortunately though for Syrup, not going to be able to find anything. Beautiful back throw by Webb. Get a little bit of a reversal here. We have a little bit of rage as well if we're able to find a confirm onto one of these platforms. There's the down tilt into the Nair here, as now Syrup trying to fight his way out of the corner that Webb put him in. There's the no tag looking for it, recognizing that the finisher's not there, but just the simple up tilt to stop the down air from above is going to have Syrup up one stock as Webb on the tournament stock right now, but no! I said all night that it was hitting all night, and now it's not hitting anymore.
Right,
oh, but that still hits.
Yeah, that certainly is bringing us to a last stock here in this game number 4, potentially having us into a game 5 true finals here if Webb has enough in the tank to serve up for it. But Sheik, notoriously a difficult character to play for consistent lengths of time, and you're running low on just how many mix-ups you have available, but you still have that roll on, and you still have a chance here with center stage at your back, Lyric. We saw the opener, but Ness trades out of it. Syrup so ready with some of these hitboxes and so ready for that grab too.
Back throw is going to send Webb off. Syrup one interaction away, one back throw, one up tilt potentially if we get to it, but it will be this back throw on Pokemon Stadium 2 that does seal it for MBS's very own Syrup, taking Fusion 150 from losers 6-1.
6-1. Just
Ouch.
in a like 4 games that weren't close and a couple games, 3 games that were very close.
Yeah.
But Syrup just showing just how quickly he is in picking up certain things, how willing he's like, I'm going to try and experiment and get as much information as I can, and utilizes Ness's like base set of tools, that airspeed and the aerial